There we go. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? I see we're here to get that bread. Get that Hercule Pro. Nope. Um, there's a joke in here. Um, get that Hercule Poirot. Really bad. German word for bread. Brot. B-R-O-T. Just, no. Nope. Today's not a good day. You'll give it. I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it. Oh, excuse me. That was a noise that didn't need to come out. I have had a day. I am very tired of things. So I am ready to play some Poirot, and it will work. It will not have. It will have cutscenes. It will play all of them. We will not have to worry about it messing up. You have. If you guys were here for the last stream, you got a little taste of what I had to go through to get this game to freaking work. Like, I am so glad that you're happy about this game because I'm happy about it too. Oh my god, like, oof. Okay, so story time. Let me get the case. Hold on. It's just far enough away that I'll break myself. If I try without my headphones. Okay, so basically, no, it's the same game, but we weren't getting the whole game. I found out there are a lot of cutscenes that weren't playing at all. So, this Agatha Christie Triple Mystery Pack. I bought this from a reseller in Canada. They're basically like a thrift store. This is how I have been playing the Agatha Christie games. It is a single DVD. Well, that's not in here because I was messing with it and never bothered to put it back in its case because I'm one of those people, I know. So it's a single DVD-ROM that has all 3 games on it. Took forever to even get the games to install, but once I did, they all installed and they all looked like they were fine. As you watched, and then there were none, and Murder on the Orient Express played perfectly fine. No problems at all. But if you were here last stream, you saw what happened. If you were not, there were some moments where it would quickly fade to black and then fade back in from black with it would literally just be like almost instantaneous. And it took me a while to notice it. And then I was like, wait a minute. I definitely remember when I played this game so and so many years ago that there was a cutscene here. And that cutscene's important. Where is the cutscene? So I did some digging on the internet, on stream even. So I did a whole bunch of this stuff on stream because I was trying to be like, I'm not crazy, you guys. This is not me. Turns out that when the production company, adventure company here, or Mastertronic in the United Kingdom, and the other one. There's another one because this is a UK edition. You can tell because it says £9.99, not dollars. Haha, UK. So basically, when they shipped this, both to US and UK markets, they left out all of the cutscene files for Evil Under the Sun. They just left them out. So the game, being coded in the way that it was not breaking necessarily. It was not, we come to the point where a cutscene happens and then we fail. It was, we come to a point where a cutscene is supposed to happen. It says, go play this file. And then when that file is done, continue the game. It said, oh, there's no file. Let's continue the game. So you were able to play, but you wouldn't be able to watch the ending, which is like the point. The purpose of that was they made a mistake because they released a patch on day 1. It was a mistake. They literally just fucked up. And they shipped an incomplete game. He shipped an incomplete game! So, it's a big fuck up. Yeah, it's like, okay, we have 3 3 games that we're gonna put on this thing, but we're gonna be like 2.5 actually. Hold on. Okay, so now if you guys have been following this channel for a while, you know how difficult it was for me to get a hold of this in the first place. Again, I had to order this from Canada, and it's used. You know, that's the only way you can get a hold of it. And when you get used ones, this thing cost me like $50 fucking dollars. You know, these games are all over a decade old at this point. So trying to get a hold of the games is very difficult. I admit that the first time I tried to play these games, I tried to find them in a slightly less legal manner. It was impossible. There literally aren't anyone out there. There are no people out there who are downloading or seeding this game. Oh, what does one do? Well, I tried to find the patch. I tried to find the day one patch. I thought I did. I installed several things that said they were the patch, and hopefully I didn't infect my computer with virus. I scanned every one of them just in case, but none of them seemed to work. And I have a theory. There's 2 theories. Either one, it was just an MSI file. It was just an exe. It didn't have any files to install. It basically just was an empty installer that was like, yeah, we'll just install this thing. Oh, hey, there's nothing there. All right, you're done. Or it could be because I was downloading and trying to install the American patch on the UK edition of the game. So I don't know. But what ended up happening at that point was I basically just broke down, started playing Overwatch. Which is where we ended up last week. What ended up luckily happening was I found an abandonware archive website. So this gets into some interesting things. It's time for me to step up on my soapbox. As a little bit of a librarian and as someone who dabbles in archives, it is important, incredibly important, that all of the media that we consume is archived in some form or fashion for further purposes. And the internet makes things very difficult to archive, especially now that companies and publishing companies of all types, music, games, movies, all of that, can publish, have learned enough about the internet that they can publish on their own born digital things that they own the only copy to. And so a great example is these Agatha Christie games. The only copies that are out and available today in this moment are the ones that were preserved by this website, which is a total nonprofit. Like someone did it, for free essentially, and they basically took the ROM files of the discs. They copied the discs and turned them into files. So then those discs can then be mounted, and your computer will treat them as if you put a disc in your drive. Which is what I did and what I managed to download and why we're going to be able to play this. So where it becomes important is that, like I said, that and this are the only copies out there. The company does not exist anymore. The last time they were sold in any digital way was on Steam in 2010, as far as I can tell. Beyond that, I can't find any records of these games ever being sold in any regular fashion until that point. So then what happens to games that just go into the ether like that? I mean, in this case, because it's abandonware, it's literally the company does not exist, no one bought the properties, it's just empty. The copyright situation gets kind of fluid, and abandonware sets in. They can literally put it up for free, and no one will come for them because there's no one to come for them. But it's when it's not quite abandonware, when it's something that is just no longer supported. And a great other example that we will get to on this channel, because by God, I want to play this game so bad, is No One Lives Forever. The 2000 game and the 2005 sequel, No One Lives Forever and No One Lives Forever 2, A Spy in Harm's Way. They are excellent, wonderful games that were foundational to the genre of like first-person shooters and spy thrillers and had excellent writing. They were developed by a trio of publishers that then were bought up by other companies. So part of the rights are owned by Sony, part of the rights are owned by WB, and part of the rights are owned, I don't remember who owns, Activision. So WB Games, Activision, and Sony. All, I won't even say, sorry, it's not even part of the rights are owned. No one knows who owns the rights. We don't know. We honestly don't know. There was a big push for Night Drive Games, which is a publishing company that kind of revives old, dead games and puts them up to download to republish it. And they were doing a really, really good job of getting everything ready to go. And they were like, yeah, this looks okay. And then they started getting cease and desist letters. And the problem there is that the legal requirement for copyright, claiming that you have a copyright is on the person you're accusing, not you. So Night Drive would have to prove that Sony, Activision, or WB Games had the rights to this game and had given them permission. But all three companies literally said, we don't know, we can't find the rights, they're somewhere locked in an archive in like physical form and we don't have time to bother looking for them. But we're going to act like we own it anyway. And so this game fades into nothing but memory. The only way you can get a hold of a copy of it in a legal fashion is by buying a copy used online. To give you a quick idea of how much that costs at the moment, so my personal favorite one is Nulf 2. I need to actually spell it out. Forever. I can't spell forever. Forever. And I still can't spell forever. God. Well, that might be it. No One Lives Forever 2. I can't find anything. Nothing at all. PC? I'm trying to PC? There we go. Okay. You can't even buy it. I can't buy it. Oh, no. Okay. So there's a used copy. It says for $14.91 was $3.99 shipping for this particular game. New copy $848.49. That's better than I thought it would be. I'm not gonna lie. When I went out and bought this, it was a lot more expensive, I think. But yeah, they're not particularly easy to find. And then you have to get it working with no support, mind you, on a modern computers, which is not fun. But we will do that on the stream. So it just goes to show the problem with the way we have copyright set up and the way the internet works. Anything that's born digital or is held, I guess the better way to put all this is, these are games that existed in the 2000s and the 90s. They had CDs, they had physical copies, therefore there are copies out there. Someone has the CDs, they can rip the CDs and preserve it on their own. And then ultimately there is a copy floating around somewhere in the universe that can eventually be archived. But for born digital things, for things that are only ever published on Steam, take Steam for example, we'll say, if it's published on Steam and Valve goes under, is all that just gone? Is everything that you bought just gone? I mean, it was all stuff you paid for, but you don't own a physical thing. It's just kind of disturbing. Anyway, with that lovely thought, let's play. Let me just make sure I'm going to open the right thing here. Okay, yeah. This should just work. If it doesn't, then it's not. Okay, hold on. You should be able to hear it, though. Let me know how the hearing goes. There we go. Did I break it? There we go. Okay. Why is it set to 90? What's going on? Alright, hold on. Hold on. Excuse you. There we go. Unplug, plug back in. And I'm going to double check properties on this guy. Set to headphones. Okay. Why is it muted? Why is it muted? What is going on? Okay. Hold on. Right? Why are you muting? Why are you muting? I don't understand. No. Go back to the headphones. Stop with the muting. There we go. Okay, God, what the frick? No idea what was going on there. That's new. That's never happened to me before. That's, yep, okay, sure. Back on it. Back on it. Again, there is literally no way for me to have a session where something bad does not happen. Of course, now I can barely hear it myself. Okay. Alright, how's that volume, everybody? Sounding good? Let me know if we need to change. Now, if you were here last time, there are a few changes. There's a bunch of cutscenes we missed, and they're all kind of important. So here we go. We're going to start from scratch. September 7th is only 3 days away from my birthday. Well, 3 days after my birthday. Whatever.
Black curtains are like a shroud they are.
Right away, that was not a thing.
The melancholy overcomes me often of late.
I'm gonna try not to skip through it. I got so used to skipping through this whole part here.
The air raid sirens. It is not a night to be alone, n'est-ce pas?
I couldn't agree more, old chap.
I have the bonne idée. How we will pass the hours until
we're gonna play a D&D game. Get out your dice. Alright, Hastings, get out your dice.
That occurred most recently at the Smuggler's Rest Hotel on Seadrift Island.
Take 6d6.
I know I have revealed little beyond the fact that Poirot was able to use their little grey cells to bring the affair to a satisfactory conclusion.
I mean, basically, yeah.
The newspapers have said nothing. To think that a case of Poirot's does not merit at least a single paragraph is yet one more outrage.
Agatha Christie D&D one-shot. I am here for it. Oh my god, I want to do that. I want a tabletop system that lets you... I want a tabletop system that lets it be like an Agatha Christie close. I want it to be like Clue, but roleplay. You know? Like, one of you is the murderer, and you have to figure out which one is. It is. And, like, there has to be some way to make that work.
It's true. Bon, I have applied the grey cells, and a solution has presented itself.
But it needs to somehow be balanced, because essentially it would be everybody against the murderer, you know? Whereas with D&D, normally you are a party, and you... Like, that's why using like D&D itself is not a good idea for that one. The system just is made to have cooperation be the goal. But in this case, it would be cooperation with people you don't know.
It was not as understaffed as you will see it. In the same spirit, I set the stage. Oh, do not concern yourself with missing rooms, Hastings. Only those locations of importance will be presented. There will be no distractions. You will solve the case even as
okay. So as I start playing this, don't be too surprised that I don't explore much. Kind of already did it. So we're just going to kind of move along through what we do. I'll let everybody say their stuff, but like...
It was given to me by a wizard. Someone for
whom I did
a small favor last year in Manchester.
A wizard, eh?
Bien, sir. All you need to do is place one of these cards in the center of the machine. They each represent one of the players in our story. I will wave my hands above it so utter the secret incantation, and it will point you in the right direction.
Well, for starters, it's complete rot. I know you, Poirot. If anyone has a more
I wonder how you could do
practical, clear-eyed
sessions
view
with a
of how this
system like
world
that.
works, I haven't met him.
Like,
You don't believe in magic. If you want to choose this method of giving me
maybe
hints,
it
I
could
won't
literally
stop
be
you.
like each session
It'll
is
be a
another
treat
night in
to
the
see you
house.
cavorting about like a stage
Oh, you could do
prestidigitator.
literally like an and then there were
But I
none one
suspect the
shot.
hints
Oh my
will somehow
god.
be coming from you.
If you are so
12
certain it
people,
is
you have
nothing
like
but
a
hocus
giant party,
pocus,
12
then
people or
would
something
you be
like that,
willing
and
to try
then
and solve
every
the
night
mystery
one of
of
your
the
characters
finger of
dies.
suspicion,
But then what
as
would you do
well
with
as
the people who are
murder
no
on
longer in
Secret
the...
Island?
Absolutely.
Very well. I will give you 7 clues at times of my choosing throughout the evening.
It would have to
Perhaps
involve like
when you
secret
have all seven,
stats.
you will be
Secret
able to see the
roles.
true genius behind the finger of suspicion. Here is your
Oh, this
first
would be
clue.
really hard to do.
Power.
Power? The power of magic?
I give you the clues, Hastings. Do not expect me to explain them as well. Explore my office first. Equip yourself for your journey into the past. Come to me when you are ready. In the meantime,
Get your dice
give
bag,
you 3
get
little
your
stories to
figurine.
whet your appetite.
I'll get out the map. Alright, cutscenes.
Who live home at your ease. This little do you think of the dangers of the seas. When we receive our orders, we are obliged to go on the main to proud Spain, where the stormy winds do blow.
Ooh, the spooky! The spooky! I can't tell if he's like, come here or go away. Ah, must have been come here then. Alright. Sure. Okay.
Saints preserve me!
Dude, you're real fucking drunk, dude. Interesting. Oh, she's gonna die. That's a very strange looking masked man. Or woman. Or person of non-determinate gender. Fucking dead. That's a sound effect. Like, the texturing on that coat is so over the top. More near Brixham. Okay. Oh. This is something. Witchcraft. What is this witchcraft? Ooh, that was his eye. Ouch. Okay.
Make of these stories what you will, mon ami. They are each related most closely to the events on Seadrift Island
That
that
was a
you and I
face.
are about to
That
explore.
was
Keep
absolutely a
them in
face.
mind. Explore my office first. Equip yourself for your journey into the past.
Whew.
When you are ready to begin your investigation, tell me. My story, it will commence, and you will have your chance to solve the mystery.
This document. This looks interesting.
Drugs.
This may be important.
Drugs. I do still really enjoy that of those documents. We've got the Shipwreck Island story, the Nightmare on Shipwreck Island, and all the people dead. UN Owen, and at the end then there were Nun's story. Can we make up a one-shot murder mystery in a night? It would be tough. It'd be hard. I am honestly thinking about conferring with a friend of mine who's really good at like finding out new systems and everything like that. So I'm not done. What am I not? What did I not get? What did I forget? There's a barking outside. Bark, 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 bark. What did I miss? Oh, right, the portrait.
I'm ready, Poirot. You need only to touch your portrait, and we are off.
Alright, Hastings. Get in your game face. Just do it.
Notice how the portrait is now of Poirot. When you wish us to return to my flat, you have only to touch my portrait.
Alright, here we go. Let's see if there was anything in here.
Although I am sure that this sight would amuse you, Hastings, Poirot will not engage in such activities for the duration of this time.
I roll to find out what my shit looks like. Alright, well. Wondering whether there might be something in here. Also, they put the toilet paper on backwards. I hate that.
Pardon, mademoiselle, what is your name?
Gladys, sir. Oh, sir. If it's about the towels, the delivery hasn't come yet from the mainland. And that Will is ever so unreliable.
There is no hurry. Poirot has completed his toilette.
Well, if it's the bed, I'll get to it when I can. There's so much to do.
Do not trouble yourself. You seem out of sorts. Is something wrong?
Oh, no, sir. No, not really.
There. What is it?
It's that Will Jenks, if you must know.
What can you tell me of Seadrift Island?
Only that I wouldn't stay around here after dark.
Why not?
There's a ghost. Old Tom Cutter's ghost. A smuggler and a pirate. Murdered he was. Shot down by government agents after his gold.
You have seen this ghost?
I haven't, but many have. He haunts the pub here on the island what's closed now.
You seem quite angry with this Will Jenks.
Will? Oh, he thinks quite a bit of himself, he does. Just because a girl might go with him to the films in Kingsbridge or have a bit to eat at the local, he thinks he's got her wrapped around his little finger. Thinks he can do whatever he likes when she's not around.
Is there another girl?
He says no, but I've seen her with him at the garage and walking in the high street. And she's still a child, too. But I won't mention names.
That's not cute.
It would cost me my job.
I am sure he will see the error of his ways, mademoiselle. Be patient.
Huh.
Thank you, madame.
Be patient.
Ah,
Yeah,
Mr.
no.
Poirot.
Don't be patient. Just get rid of
Good
him.
morning. All settled in, are you?
Yes, Mrs. Castle, thank you. I am looking forward to my little holiday from crime.
Anything I can help you with?
A most beautiful island. Where can I learn more of its history?
Where can I
That
learn more
brochure will
history?
introduce you to the colourful past of Seadrift Island and Leathercombe Bay. Once you've studied that, you'll probably have more questions. I'm from London myself, but most of our staff are local. Perhaps they can help you. And the villagers have all sorts of wonderful stories.
Have the coastal evacuations affected you yet?
As you can see from the register, our two largest parties have gone. In the past few weeks, the Smuggler's End pub here on the island has closed, and Leathercombe Bay is almost a ghost town. Every day I expect Colonel Weston to order the hotel closed as well. It's only a matter of time, I'm afraid.
Who else is staying here at present?
You are welcome to check the register if you wish, Mr. Poirot. Perhaps you'll find someone you know.
I shall not keep you any longer, Mrs. Castle. Merci.
If you need anything more, I'll be in my office.
Okay, well, we will take this flyer and we will examine it in a way. Ta-da! Okay. Now there's nothing really more to do in the hotel for the most part. Wait, no. Not that way, though. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Well, Poirot, this will surely prove useful. I'll copy the valid information into my journal.
We should now have a full listing of all of our suspects for a crime that hasn't actually happened yet. I just don't like the flashing purple thing, pink things, whatever color that is.
I say, the latest number of Motor Enthusiast magazine, Poirot. What a stroke of luck. I've been looking out for this one.
Cool. How to deal with an engine. Otherwise known as stuff that I don't know how to do.
Sorry, sir, the bar won't be open till 11.
I am merely making the morning constitutional, young man. What is your name?
Henry, sir.
Henry?
What can you tell me of my fellow guests, Henry?
Well, I don't want to gossip, but Arlena Stewart, the actress, is staying here. And there's a Miss Rosamond Darnley in the dining room. I understand she's a famous dressmaker or something.
Are you from Leathercombe Bay?
No, sir. I live in Kingsbridge. Leathercombe Bay is a bit quiet for my taste, especially now they've begun the evacuations.
How long have you worked at the hotel?
3 years. Don't know what I'll do when they close her down.
How do you like working here, Henry?
Well, it's very nice, usually. Of course, Mrs. Castle, the manager, is something of a tartar. I expect that's because she's new and wants to establish her authority. Come to think of it, Gladys hasn't been herself lately. The first floor maid. Look, I'm no gossip, but I think she's had a row with her young man, Will Jenks. I expect it's nothing really. Everyone's a bit tense these days.
Everyone is a bit tense these days. Yup.
Thank you, sir.
So I need to find the dining room. Where's the dining room? I forget. There we go.
Forgive the intrusion, mademoiselle.
Oh,
I did not mean to startle you.
Oh.
Not at all. I must have been miles away. You're Monsieur Poirot, aren't you? I understood you joined us last evening. I'm Rosamund Darnley.
Enchanté. What brings you to Seadrift Island, Mademoiselle Darnley?
A short rest before the fall season.
But of course, you are the proprietress of Rosemont, the fashion house. Your designs are first-rate. Hastings, what does Poirot know of such things?
I'm surprised you are interested in women's fashions, Monsieur Poirot.
Sometimes
Well.
I surprise even myself.
Sorry, Poirot. Hastings just rolled really high on his intuition.
It is
there,
very
so
quiet here in
just
this bar.
saying.
I don't mind the quiet. There were a number of children here until a few days ago. They were evacuated.
Really high roll on a
Ken's
knowledge
daughter
fashion
Linda
check.
is here, but she's 16, hardly a child anymore. I've had one odd incident. A small crime, even.
Sometimes the small crimes are but appetizers to a main course.
I brought a typewriter down to catch up on some correspondence. It disappeared from my room the day after I arrived.
Side quest. Bam.
Have you been here on the island long?
Just a few days. It was a spur-of-the-moment sort of thing.
Did you report the theft?
No, my jewelry and over £20 in my purse were untouched. I suspect someone simply borrowed the typewriter and will return it when they're finished with it.
As I said last
Perhaps,
week,
but possibly not a crime.
borrowing without asking is still illegal. Last time I checked.
What day did you find the typewriter missing?
The 20th.
That was a very curt answer.
Did anyone take an interest in the typewriter when you arrived?
Come to think of it, a man named Major Barry did make some comment. But I rather felt he was simply looking for an excuse to talk to me.
That will do for now, madame.
And time to walk off while she stares at a covered window. We'll take this because it's there, and klepto moments. We can take whatever we want. Is that the outdoor? There's the outside. Bam. The bright light. Go towards the light. Here we are. I need him to say...
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes
that.
to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
Because all I have to do is click that button and it does
From
it
the
for me.
hotel to Cutter's Cove, it is 25 minutes.
Cool. See, when I first did this, I was like, oh, I gotta, like, do the whole thing. No, I don't. I thought I had to find everywhere and then actually, like, hit the button, walk to it, and hit the button again. And then he would tell me, oh, it was this much, but no, you just go up and... Also, I'm just gonna take this rock because I can. It's a very large rock, and Poirot just put it in his pocket.
Hello there.
Good morning, mademoiselle. I am Hercule Poirot.
Emily Brewster. Pleasure to meet you.
You rest from your exertions?
No, I teach ballet to a lot of energetic young girls. It would take more than a little row around this tiny island to wear me out. I
He's
don't know
strong.
if you noticed, but I found what looks like the carving of a dart on a rock on the path there when I came down to bathe. It appears to be quite old.
A
I was
dart,
curious to see if there were any more carvings along here.
And have your investigations met with success?
Nothing so far. The sea may have worn any away, I suppose.
Are you enjoying Seadrift Island?
To tell you the truth, Mr. Poirot, this was a necessary trip for me. I lost a very close friend several months ago. I'm here to try and come to terms with her death, and to reclaim my life if I can. Forgive me for being so frank to an innocent question. I'm not sure why I said that.
Not at all,
I
mademoiselle.
don't know why I said that.
People often find they can
Emotions,
confide in
what are those to
Of
the
course,
English?
You're that Hercule Poirot.
you. There is more than one?
I've heard of you, of course. I apologize, I didn't make the connection at once.
Have you been here at the hotel long?
9 or 10 days.
Have you formed any impressions of our fellow guests?
Are you down here on a case, Mr. Poirot?
No, no. For a short holiday only. Forgive me if the question was impertinent.
Oh, I don't mind. Let's see. Horace Blatt is a wealthy businessman, of the sort one tries to avoid in London. Loud and boorish. I think he finds us all rather boring. The Redferns seem like a nice couple, but I've noticed a tension between them. If you want my opinion, Arlena Marshall is at the bottom of it. She's one of those women men seem drawn to, and other women tend to hate.
Do you choose to bathe here
Spill
instead
that
of at
tea,
the
sis.
beach?
Yes, I do so every day.
I'm talking about
It's
love
just a few
triangles
steps from the
here.
hotel.
Alright.
And there's this one gentleman, Major Barry,
Major
who seems to
Barry.
take a rather obvious interest in women in bathing attire.
Oof.
Makes my flesh crawl. So I try to avoid the beach.
Good luck in your investigation.
That right there would
Thank
be the DM, Hercule Poirot, telling Hastings, roll a Constitution save. I'd be rolling Constitution.
Good
Alright, what do
morning,
we got?
mademoiselle.
This
May
was
I
another.
join?
This was the moment
Well,
that I
we'll be delighted.
realized we
It's Madame
were
Redfern,
playing a
by the
bad
way.
game.
Christine. You must be Hercule Poirot, the famous detective.
I am he.
Modesty, old man.
Modesty.
You may have reason to be modest, Hastings. Poirot does not.
Yeah, but I'm
The
playing
old
as
place was buzzing
Hastings
last
playing
night
as
when you
Poirot.
arrived.
Ah, it is a perfect day for sketching.
Yes, indeed. I'm trying to capture that sailboat down there.
Alright.
I see it. The man at the tiller seems quite good.
That's Horace Blatt. He's a guest here. He splits his time mainly between the bay and the bar.
A red sail
drinker and a
is
sailor.
unusual, is it not?
Yes, quite.
What brings you to the Smuggler's Rest Hotel?
I'm here with my husband, Patrick.
Damn!
Hastings.
It was his idea, really. He's the outdoors type. But I burn so easily, I'm afraid. I must take care.
Our time here may be cut short.
Because of the evacuation, you mean?
Many seaside resorts are already closed.
Yes, that's mainly why I agreed to come. This could be Patrick's last chance for who knows how long.
Where is your husband?
That's him down there, swimming.
And there's another
You do
cutscene.
not swim, Madame Redfern?
No. The man near the equipment shed is George, the bathing beach attendant. That other man in the chair is Major Barry. You'll find him there most days. Especially if there are any women swimming.
Every person who's talked about Major Barry and
Major
how he
Barry
likes to
has
just
an eye for the ladies.
Definitely. Bit of a bore too.
full
Full
of
of
stories about the army in India.
That and his dogs.
There we
He
go.
apparently has many.
You gotta have one,
What can
right?
you tell me about our
Every
fellow guests?
Agatha Christie
Well,
mystery has to have
there's
one
Emily
military
Foster,
man who
who used to
served in
find her
Africa
regular
or
on the
India
island.
or one of the other
Apparently instructor
colonies
at a
and
school in North Taunton, I believe.
blusters and has a mustache that sticks out here and is like this fat.
He's rather a dear, really. And Arlena Stewart, of course. You must have heard by now that
There was a little bit of
she's
venom in that.
Oh, you know her?
My husband does. I'm afraid that's enough sum for me for a while, Mr.
I might have
Poirot.
touched a nerve.
It has been a pleasure, madame.
Also, if she was trying to sketch that sailboat, she was not doing a good job because she was sketching lighthouse, but that's okay. She was trying, okay? She sketched a very lighthouse-shaped sailboat.
To reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder. From the bathing beach to Cutter's Cove via the path, it is 18 minutes.
Let's get this over with.
Good morning, monsieur.
Capital morning, capital. You must be that detective, Johnny, who arrived last night. Major Montague Barry, late of His Majesty's Army in India.
Wow,
It is
in
a
India.
pleasure, Major Barry.
Major Montague Barry, lately of His Majesty's Army in India.
You are on a bathing beach, but you do not bathe, Major?
No, never got the taste for it. The scenery can be quite pleasant, though.
Yeah.
Yes, it is very nice.
Nice? Now? Wouldn't say that.
There it
One
is.
of the finest sex about. Good-looking fillies, some of them. Where are they all, I wonder?
Have you been at the hotel long?
Couple of weeks. One last hurrah, you might say, before Fritz arrives on our doorstep.
Yes, they are coming very soon now, I think.
Bombs first, of course. Soften us up, or so they think. Not like India. I was there for the start of the Third Afghan War. Now that was war with some honor to it. Those days, you could see a man's eyes go dull as you killed him.
Lovely thought.
How did you come to see Drift Island?
I show my dogs over in Dartmouth twice a year. Train them, you see. Always told myself I'd stay here once when I got my chance.
Are your dogs here? At the hotel?
Not likely. They're safe at some kennels I found near Exmoor. Had to get them out of London, you see. Wouldn't have stood the bombing, poor beasts.
Poor thing.
Do you
All
know
those
anything
people
of the
don't
history
matter,
of
but
this
my
place?
Not
dogs,
much. Heard
which
some rot about
he
Roman
almost
orgies
certainly
way back
doesn't
when.
care for as
Then
pets.
some monks decided this would be a wonderful place to make brandy. There's that smuggler Tom Cutter, of course. Gave his name to a cove here on the island. Supposed to still haunt the pub. That's about it.
Any impressions of our fellow guests?
That actress is a fine specimen, no denying. The Red Fern lass is not bad, but a bit too pale for my taste. I like 'em with a bit of colour. Miss Darnley, the dressmaker, she's quite attractive in her own way, too.
Enjoy the scenery, Major Barry.
I will, when it arrives.
I hate you.
Morning, sir. I'm afraid the rowboat is out, but I could set you up with a nice rubber float.
No, thank you. Poirot does not float.
Oh, no worries, sir. A bit of exercise would soon help that.
I see no cause for amusement.
Failed
You are the
your
beach
charisma
tender?
check.
That's right, sir. I keep an eye on the equipment, look after the grounds, the tennis court, and so on as well.
Do you enjoy your job?
It's all right. Not much for excitement, and the new manager's ever so strict. Henry the barman, though, he's my mate. Henry makes an excellent cocktail. He makes a superb planter's punch, direct from the Caribbean it is.
Are you from this area?
Born and raised in Lethercombe Bay.
You must know many interesting stories of the area.
You mean Tom Cutter, the ghost, the treasure?
Yeah, spill
Mr.
it.
Gardner was quizzing me about old Tom just the other day. Some will tell you it's just stories, but I saw him a few weeks back, white and glistening in the moonlight like he'd risen from the sea.
From the sea, by the beautiful
He was
sea.
drowned?
It's a ghost.
Yes, sir.
A ghost.
Some
So
rival done
happy
him
he'll
in.
be.
You'll hear other accounts, but that's my belief.
How do you know the figure you saw was a ghost?
Yeah, how do you know?
Well, he disappeared into thin air, didn't he?
That means nothing. People disappear all the time. My husband disappears all the time. He was an illusionist. That was his job. Yeah, but he never reappeared. He wasn't a very good illusionist.
Where did you see him?
Outside the Smuggler's End pub well after midnight. He passed inside. I'd had my share of liquid courage, so I follows him. Down into the cellar he goes, so down I go. And what do you think?
He was helping himself to a tankard of grog? Grog? What is grog, Hastings?
Shh, Poirot, don't speak.
No, vanished into thin air. Ghosts do that.
How long have you worked here?
Almost 10 years now, but that's all coming to an end.
Why is that?
Got my papers, didn't I? Reporting for duty next week. Navy frogman, that's what I'm going to be.
I will leave you to your duties. Hastings? I swim like the dolphin. I simply do not wish to swim at the present moment.
I normally swim perfectly fine. I just don't feel like swimming at this time.
A length of sturdy cord.
Oh, did I forget a rock? I think I forgot a rock. Hold on, let me go get that rock. Yeah, I forgot the rock.
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder. From the ledges to Cutter's Cove, it is 6 minutes.
Only 6. Okay. This is my favorite 2 characters, I think.
You wish to eavesdrop, Hastings? As you wish. We will listen to their conversation.
Sightseeing is all very well, and I like to do a place thoroughly. But a quiet spot by the seaside where I can just sit and do my knitting is so relaxing, isn't it, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
And this is such a picturesque spot, quite out of the world and at the same time very comfortable and most exclusive in every way, isn't it, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
Isn't it, Oakley? Isn't that right, Oakley? Oakley.
Bonjour, madame. Bonjour, monsieur. I hope I do not disturb you.
Why, of course not. He's not disturbing us, is he, Oakley?
No, darling.
You must be our newest addition. Mr. Hercule Poirot, the famous detective. You recall me telling you he would be joining us, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
I am Mrs. Carrie Gardner. This is my husband, Oakley.
Very pleased to make
I
your
had no idea.
acquaintances.
I had no idea his name was Oakley.
Are you
Had
enjoying
no
your stay on the
indication
island?
whatsoever
Very
beforehand.
much. It's so peaceful and relaxing, so far from the cares of the world, isn't it, Oakley?
Isn't
Yes,
it, Oakley?
This is an interesting spot.
Yes, isn't it? Not as much wind, I think, as the terrace above the bathing beach or over at Sanctuary Cove. Oh, look, Oakley. There goes Miss Brewster again. Can't think where she gets her energy.
What business are you in, Monsieur Gardner?
Oakley is retired, Mr. Poirot. He was manager and owner of the Lake District's best-known theatre company.
These days I travel and indulge my passion for collecting rare coins.
Enough of that. I'm sure Mr. Poirot isn't interested in old coins.
Our fellow guests seem most charming.
You think so? Some are, of course. Others, well, I wouldn't like to say, but I was telling Oakley just last
I
week
would
that
like you to
astute
say.
woman is paying quite too much attention to Mr. Redfern, wasn't I, Oakley?
Of course, having run a theatre, I'm well aware that actors aren't like us. They have different
Totally
standards.
different people.
Lower standards.
Lower
Yes, darling.
standards.
And you should have seen Mr. Marshall and Miss Darnley laughing and joking yesterday. Everyone thought they'd just met, but apparently they are old friends.
I will leave you now.
Isn't it, Oakley?
A sturdy post. A sturdy...
Is it a sturdy post?
What are you thinking, Hastings? Poirot, he does not climb up and down the ladders?
No, no ladder time then. We're gonna keep going. Oh, actually, let's go up here. No. Alright, we went up here. The beautiful view of the island. Going back down.
I imagine this was quite a beautiful structure before it went to pot.
Yes, Hastings. Religion cannot be faulted for its aesthetic, at least.
Other things. Well,
I imagine...
Yes, Hastings. This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
well, let's do it then.
From the monastery ruins to Cutter's Cove, it is 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
There is quite a passage down there. We will need something more than good intentions to shift this stone, however.
I don't know, good intentions usually work pretty well for me.
This post looks like it was once an oar.
I mean, it still is an
What
aura.
is its purpose now?
No, Hastings. This stage has been carefully prepared. We will not disarrange it until we know why and by whom.
Alright, let's talk to this guy. Nothing but priests.
Curious, isn't it? It was an oar, I believe, planted quite securely in the ground now. I can't shift it. I'm Stephen Lane.
Hercule Poirot.
Ah, the detective. Maybe you have a theory what it's
There's
for.
that sassy hit,
Without more
baby.
evidence, a deduction is difficult.
Here you go, then. I found these near the edge of the cleared space. Chicken feathers, I believe. I think those stains are dried blood. Suggestive, don't you think?
Perhaps. Do you have a theory about this post and the clearing, Monsieur Lane?
I felt something the moment I arrived on this island, Mr. Poirot. It is especially strong here. I can only describe it as a feeling of evil. Almost a physical presence.
Yes, it is very romantic here. It is peaceful. The sun shines, the sea it is blue. But there is evil everywhere.
There's a quote from Ecclesiastes. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness
He's
is in their
quoting the
heart
Bible
while
at
they live.
me.
Nowadays,
That makes me
nobody believes in
uncomfortable.
evil. Even with what is happening in Europe, they want to think that reason and common sense will prevail. But evil cannot be reasoned with, and it is real. It walks the earth.
I mean, he's not wrong there.
What brings you to Sea Drift Island, Monsieur Lane?
My health. I was the vicar of a church near Brixham.
Oh, near Brixham.
I had to leave my church. I
Hmm.
came here to heal among the historic churches and religious ruins of the area, like this old monastery. It dates back to the Middle Ages. The order was most known.
There's
for
that hip
using
again.
possible brandy, I believe, but they never flourished. I expect that was because of the site they chose.
What is wrong with this site?
It isn't the only Christian edifice erected on top of more ancient construction, as I'm sure you know. In this case, there was a Roman temple here, 500 years before the monks arrived. Unfortunately, it is believed it was a temple to Bacchus, a particularly nasty cult notable for debauchery and licentiousness.
Tell me more about that
Bacchus, eh?
debauchery and
That
licentiousness,
might
honey.
explain the decent brandy.
I was searching for evidence of the earlier temple when you arrived. I found an opening beneath one of the walls over there, leading down into the earth. But it's blocked by a sizable stone.
What were you trying to
I was
do
hoping to use
getting
this
into
post
the
as a
Temple
lever,
of Bacchus
but
with
it
all
moved.
that licentiousness and debauchery, sweetie? Got something you want to say to us, Reverend?
What do you think of our fellow guests?
I haven't spent much time with them, I'm afraid. I've been poking around out here mainly. If I could get some idea of the location of other nearby religious sites, I expect I'd be off to visit those. I think it would do me good after this place. Mr. Poirot,
This
I'm
place.
feeling under the weather. These ruins take it quite out of me, I'm afraid. If you'll excuse me.
But of course.
The ruins, they just take it right out of him. As if they're so hard to get in and out of.
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of
We know, to a spot that will be the scene of the
our
murder.
sanctuary cove.
15 minutes. Okay, moving on.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Hello.
I am Hercule Poirot, a fellow guest who has arrived only last night.
I'm Linda, Marshall. I'm here with my father and his wife.
His wife.
What about the pile of brush interests you so?
It is just a pot of brush, isn't it?
You wish it were something else?
I was trying to make a blind so the Gilmores would come closer.
A hunter's blind?
I don't want to hunt them. They're wonderful creatures. I just want to study them.
I would offer my assistance, but Poirot knows nothing of blinds, I am afraid.
Wait, Poirot. That won't do. Did you make a blind for the girl, or didn't you?
That is to say, I might be able to construct one?
You just
Sure.
didn't want to admit you'd done any physical labor.
Haha.
You know nothing about them, but you can build one.
Yes. Is it not strange how we can feel such contradictory notions sometimes?
Oh, know those?
Sure.
I have them all the time. I'm a mass of contradictions.
Honey, that's called being a teenager.
Guillemots? The birds?
Yes. Do you know about them?
I cannot say I do.
Hold on, Poirot, I do.
Now let the child speak, Hastings.
Shut the fuck up, Hastings.
Oh, rather.
Rather.
They are really quite common. These are of the genus Urea algae. They live in great colonies. They look almost like penguins, don't they? They waddle along and bow to one another. And sometimes they purr, almost like kittens.
Good heavens, Poirot. I never thought of it before, but do you know who they remind me of?
Who
They
do
are
they
truly
remind you?
marvelous.
Sure. They look a lot like you, Poirot.
They seem to like it here very much.
The government made it a sanctuary for them. That's what this place is called now. Sanctuary Cove.
What brings you to the Smuggler's Rest Hotel?
It was Arlena's idea. That's my stepmother.
There's that I hate
Are you
you
enjoying
voice.
yourself?
No, I hate it. I don't know why we're here.
How you like the
Oh, well.
birds, though?
The summer it is almost past. I think your school it will be starting again soon?
Miss Porter's? I suppose so. I wouldn't know.
Miss Porter's? Hastings, the name of this school is familiar to me. There is a newspaper account in my files. What do you think of your fellow guests?
Miss Darnley's nice, and Christine Redfern is too. But I hate her husband.
He is unkind to you?
No, it's my father I care about. He can't see it, but I can. I see what's happening.
It has been a pleasure, mademoiselle.
Can you really make her blind? I'm no good at it at all.
I will try.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hastings, what have you gotten me into now?
Womp womp womp.
Relax, old man. All we really need is some cord, a couple of sturdy posts, and something to anchor it all with. Tent stakes, for example.
Tent stakes. On an island with a perfectly good hotel. Why would anyone
This is a
need
great
tent
internal
stakes?
monologue for this character.
Oh, well, I see your point.
Alright. There were things in the documents here. Miss Porter's School for Young Ladies. There we go. And the final rock.
Perfect. Now let me handle this, Poirot.
Like two
As you
people
wish.
playing one character. But also one
Not
of
a
them is
bad
also
blind,
the
if I
DM.
do say so myself. Not a bad blind.
Alright, well, moving on. Let's finish meeting our suspects.
Hello! You haven't seen a tennis ball in the grass, have you? I had a lob go spectacularly astray.
No, monsieur. I am sorry.
You wouldn't be Hercule Poirot by any chance, would you?
I am Poirot.
Hodu?
Monsieur?
Kenneth Marshall. That was my wife, Arlena.
She is very charming, Madame Marshall. Hastings, if you embarrass me, we will cease the investigation at once.
And sit in silence for the rest of the
My
blitz.
apologies, Poirot. I'll try to remember who I am.
Listen, Poirot. This is a bit of luck finding you here. Something rather distressing has happened. Since our arrival here on Monday, Arlena has received two, what I can only describe as threatening notes.
Do you have the notes?
Well, yes, here they are. Arlena thinks I destroyed them, but I thought I'd better not.
Very wise. One moment, please, while I examine them.
Arlena refuses to take them seriously. She says people are often jealous of her due to her success and her beauty, and it's no more than that. I'm not so sure.
You are right to be concerned. In
Are
my
you?
experience, Captain
Haven't
Marshall,
even seen?
the hatred to write such notes is one to
What
take very
notes?
seriously
We haven't even
indeed.
looked at the notes yet.
Would you have a talk with Arlena and tell her that?
I will do as you ask.
Damn, I'm trying to. That didn't know. It kind of worked, but it didn't
How
work.
did these arrive?
The first was simply shoved under her door. The second was found on her dressing table. Mr. Poirot,
Her door was
When
locked.
did Mrs. Marshall receive
I mean, that
this?
happens all the time.
that
in
first
these
note was
stories,
found
so.
the morning after we arrived. That would have been August 20th. The second appeared yesterday. Knowing you are investigating has eased my mind enormously.
Captain Marshall, I will do what I can to assist you. But if I am to be successful, I must enjoy your wife's complete cooperation.
I hope you can succeed in convincing her of the
Oh my
gravity
goodness.
of the
Oof.
situation. If you'll excuse me, I have some letters to type.
What was
He
that?
has some letters to type?
He seems unaware of the significance of what he has said. How many typewriters can there be on this island?
Seems more likely
Indeed.
Miss Darnley's typewriter was borrowed to write the notes.
It is possible.
You knew there might be a real danger to Mrs. Marshall even then.
Yes, my friend. I could feel something in the wind. The way sailors can sense the approaching storm.
Alright, what do we got? First threatening letter. You have harmed too many. Justice will be done. Well, the E is raised. The M is messy. H is crooked. Second threatening letter. The forces that will spell your doom gather even now unseen and unstoppable. Same thing, crooked H, raised E. And M is a little messy. Huh. Alright, we're not done though.
This is a useful...
Bit of a low spot in the near ad-service court.
From the tennis court.
Excuse me, young man.
Sorry, sir. I've got me duties to attend to.
Or not, never mind. Moving onward.
I did not mean to frighten you, my friend.
You didn't, and I'm not.
The pub, it is open?
No.
You have the binoculars, I see.
What of it?
They are for the watching of birds?
Yes, I'm very fond of birds.
Are
As a
you
man who
staying
is
at
not
the
fond
hotel?
of birds.
Are you?
Mais oui. Hercule Poirot, at your service.
My name is North.
Just north.
If he's a birdwatcher, I'm a penguin, Poirot.
Shall we follow him? It is up to you.
This is where the D&D happens. Let's follow him. The D&D, instead of Dungeons and Dragons, it's M&M, Murders and Mysteries.
My shoes are of the finest leather, buffed to a perfect sheen. I will not be subjecting them to seawater.
Take them off, then.
If you wish to cross the causeway, summon the sea tractor. I will not wait.
Oh, for pity's sake. Phone isn't much good if no one will answer it.
Womp, 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 womp. Well,
Poirot will not be wading in this story. That must be clear.
womp, 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 womp.
The door, it is locked tight.
Was there something else, Mr. Poirot?
Is the hotel safe at the disposal of guests?
Of course. We'll be happy to store any of your valuables.
Have you been the manager here long?
Only a few months. Not quite the situation I was hoping for, and it won't last much longer thanks to the war.
Are there any golf courses nearby on the mainland? Hastings, Poirot does not play their golf. Remember where, who you are.
Sorry, old man.
I will not impose upon you further, madame.
Mr. Poirot, there was one thing.
Oui, madame?
It's such a small matter, I feel silly bringing
Side
it
quest
to the
2?
attention of a gentleman with your reputation.
Well, technically
Do not
3.
let the reputation of
Because we
Poirot
did build the
cause you
blind.
to
That was side
hesitate
quest
in
2.
your inquiry.
Side quest
Well,
2.
my wire recorder has gone missing.
Yep, side quest 3.
I used to dictate all my letters for a girl in the village to type up.
Wire recorder.
She's learning to
As I
type
said last
since she
stream,
writes her own
they're so
typewriter.
weird.
I need only supply the paper.
When was the wire recorder taken?
Sometime on the evening of the 19th.
Sometime on the evening of the 19th.
Do
A
you
bit of
lock
a-
your office?
There has never been any need. I lock the safe, of course. That is where all the valuables are kept.
Did anything else out of the ordinary happen on the day the recorder went missing?
Let me see. Well, that was the day Arlena Stewart arrived. A celebrity such as she causes quite a stir.
I am not sure what I can do, but I will be happy to keep my eyes and ears open, madame.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Poirot.
A wire recorder? Those things are huge. Shouldn't be difficult to track down.
Pardon, madame? Mrs. Castle would likely... Well, Hastings, how does your investigation go?
Oh, fine. No problems at all, old man.
I am glad to hear that, my friend.
Mind giving the finger of suspicion a spin?
It will be my pleasure. Place the card in it, please. All-knowing powers that seek the truth when... Fantastique! The finger...
Observe. Hmm.
Well, Hastings...
I'll be honest with you, Poirot. I fear I am stuck.
Mon ami, that is why I have given you this mystical gift. Do not squander it. Consult the finger of suspicion.
Right. Well, thank you, Poirot. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Oh, he said he was going to... Oh, Patrick Redfern. He was swimming. I haven't talked to him yet. Where is he, though? Oh. Poirot, you good?
Patrick, darling, you're such a child.
Man enough.
Well, it wasn't obvious. There it is. But it's almost a little too obvious. Like...
I see what you mean, old man. There is indeed a storm coming.
And that's it.
Maybe in Hastings, you have made good progress. The principals of the cast have made their entrances. You have explored as much as was possible to me on the morning of August 24th. You have uncovered some of the mysteries that made me uneasy, even then.
Did you already know murder was in the wind?
It was very clearly indicated, mon cher.
Why didn't you stop it?
If a person is determined to commit murder, it is not easy to prevent them. I do not blame myself for what happened. It was inevitable.
What are my next steps?
When you are ready, we will continue our little game. I was able to explore further. Introduce yourself to the residents of Leathercombe Bay. Look for opportunities to assist anyone you can in the village or on the island. They will appreciate your thoughtfulness and will be more likely to help you when you need a favor in return. As before, if you find yourself unable to progress, I will assist with the magic of the Finger of Suspicion.
Yes, uncanny, that gadget. I believe you promised me a second clue to unravel its mystery.
What's our second clue?
Quite right, my friend. The clue is lamp.
Power. Lamp. Illuminating.
You know nothing, sweetie. Oh, back into it. Here we go. August 24th. Only a couple days away.
Oh, I didn't think you were here, sir. Your towels are fresh and your bed linen changed, so never you mind about that.
Good grief. That girl certainly got the wind up over something.
The boyfriend, Will Jenks. I suspect is the cause.
Take that, take that, take that. Anything else? No, we're good? Okay. We're good. Ooh, hey look, here's the,
It is quite a view, Hastings. But I fear my eyesight is not up to the task of making out any items of interest unaided.
That's a code for get some frickin' binoculars.
Do you observe anything unusual, Madame Castle?
Not yet, I'm thankful to say. Mr. Blatt's sailboat put into Leathercombe Bay a short while ago. I suspect he'll make for the Monkswood before heading back out.
What do you look for so intently, Madame Castle?
U-boats, Mr. Poirot. I have seen them, too.
So close to shore?
Oh, yes. I suspect there's one out there right now. Watching.
Have you told this to Monsieur Blatt?
Yes, I did. He laughed at me and said they were not likely to waste a torpedo on his tiny sailboat.
He has their point there. What is the Monk's Hood?
The only pub still open between here and Kingsbridge. Albert Bagley runs it.
Who has the key to the smuggler's end?
Colonel Weston took charge of it when they closed up.
Colonel Weston? But he is an old friend of mine.
He's set up shop in the police station.
But is he not the chief constable for the entire district?
Yes, but he runs the home guard for this area. He's overseeing the coastal evacuations. We used to have a local constable, but after evacuations got underway, he was transferred to Modbury.
May I borrow your binoculars?
I need them, Mr. Poirot. I promised Colonel Weston I'd keep watch.
Surely no attack will come during the afternoon?
Why do you want binoculars?
To help in the watch for U-boats.
Well, I do have other duties to attend to. I mark any sightings on the calendar in my office, if you would do the same. I then pass on the information to Colonel Weston.
But of course.
And
I
you
lied.
wouldn't mind doing me one small personal favor.
I would be happy to assist you, madame.
If you would return this book to the lending library, I'd think that a very fair trade.
I shall do as you ask.
Sure.
Here you are, then. I'll be off.
It is quite a view. These are the binoculars most splendid. These are the...
Ah, there we go. Well, there he is out there with his little red sailboat. Oh, what's this? That a U-boat? Fucking Nazis here in my fucking game of fucking kill the Nazis. Here we go. Hercule Poirot versus the Nazis, part 2? Oh no, and then there were none was the Nazis. Gonna take everything out of here. Why can't I mark it down? I saw a U-boat.
The felt on the bottom appears to be loose. A bust of somebody named Tom Cutter. Never heard of him. This should do the trick. Hang on, it doesn't fit at all.
Ah, things are seldom as simple as they seem.
Interesting. To see here? Got a little U there.
A bust.
If the felt is loose on the bottom, can we like undo it so that I can actually see what's on the bottom? Or are we just not gonna let me do that? Is that a turkey baster? An ice pick. Okay, that makes slightly more sense. I thought it was a turkey baster for a minute. I was like, why is there a turkey baster in the bar? No, that's all that there. All right.
I did not mean to frighten you, Major Barrow.
Doing?
What? Frighten me? A man with 20 years of service to Her Majesty on the frontier? Rubbish.
Asshole.
That fellow is up to something, Poirot. Mark my words.
Something, or someone, had certainly captured his interest. Madame Marshall?
This island is too small. There is nowhere to hide.
If you wish it, I will withdraw.
No, never mind. The famous detective, I believe.
I am at your service, madame.
Are you indeed? That's uncommonly good of you. I understand Kenneth told you about the notes I've received.
I think you should take these notes seriously, madame.
You may be right.
You have had a change of heart, then?
You could say that.
In order to help, I must ask of you some questions.
Impertinent questions, I should think.
Necessary questions.
Very well, then.
Was it Mr. Marshall who made you decide to speak with me?
Kenneth? No, of course not.
What was it, then?
I've received another threat. Here it is. The day of your punishment is at hand. It sounds rather like things are coming to a head, doesn't it?
I would say so, yes. Do you know of anyone who might wish you harm?
I'm rich, beautiful, and famous. There's
Same,
a certain
sweetie.
delight in those who are
Or,
not
well,
rich or beautiful or famous.
one of the three, at
Someone
least.
like me makes a misstep or suffers some tragedy. The newspapers and film magazines thrive on stories of the high and mighty brought low.
All that you say may be true. Yet these notes do not sound as if they were written from jealousy. The underlying emotion feels to me different.
I was saying, it feels punitive.
Hatred?
Exact.
It's no secret I get on with men, Monsieur Poirot. I like men.
Same.
Men like me.
Well, sometimes.
Not so the women. If I were to suspect anyone, it would be a woman who believed I had wronged her in some way.
A name would be helpful.
Possibly. But that is all I'm going to say.
Has anyone here on the island aroused your suspicions?
No. Not a soul.
This surprises me. I thought actors were keen observers of the human nature.
Do not confuse lack of observation with lack of interest, Monsieur Poirot.
Is there nothing you can tell me that would assist me in helping you?
Tell me this. Are you certain the notes mean my life is in danger?
No, madame, I am not.
Oh, come now, Poirot. Isn't it obvious?
No, Hastings. Nothing is obvious.
Everything is true, nothing is
agree
permitted?
with you.
Wait, no.
Good day.
Nothing is true, everything is permitted. I've been playing these Assassin's Creed games quite a bit. Alright, let's... Love's Captive. That was... We've had that before, haven't we? That's been here before. Alright, what do we got? Same typewriter.
Kenneth, if I say something to you that is probably outrageously impertinent, will you never speak to me again?
I don't think I'd ever regard anything you say to me as impertinent.
Why don't you divorce Arlena? She's pretty notorious.
You don't understand, my dear girl.
Are you so frightfully fond of her?
It's not a question of that.
Arlena's not good
What
for
is
Linda,
it?
nor for you.
Perhaps. But you see, I gave my word. Marriage is a vow, Rosa. I'm sick of quick marriage and easy divorce. Arlena's my wife. That's all there is to it.
She's my wife.
Yes. Till death do us part.
Dun dun dun. Till death do they part. And, well, someone may actually die. Oh, hey.
It is an unusual wreck for a garden rat.
It's to keep the clay of the court smooth. And from the look of that clay, it's about time for a good rake.
No? Okay, fine. Moving on. What's next? Oh, nothing new here.
Oh, Mr. Poirot, this is a splendid
She just like jumped out of nowhere.
Birds practically walk right up to me.
I am pleased you find it adequate, Mademoiselle Marshall.
But there's something wrong. Look at that one on the rock nearest the shore. What is on it, Mr. Poirot?
It looks like oil, Poirot. Maybe from a leaky boat engine. It'll kill the bird, I'm afraid.
Mademoiselle, it is oil, I fear. Very bad for living things.
Oh, please, please, Mr. Poirot. We must try to save it.
Hastings, I am out of my depth here.
I'm afraid I am too, old man. Maybe there's someone in the village who could help us?
They're blind. No more can be...
Alright, well. I have the soap, the detergent here, so I would think that's what we would use, but apparently not.
Did you know that woman was going to be here?
Look, Christine,
I don't know what's come over you.
Over me? Oh, Patrick, you insisted so on coming here. You knew Mrs. Marsh was going to be here. You're infatuated with her.
For God's sake, Christine, don't make a fool of yourself.
We've been so happy.
We are happy. But we shan't go on being happy if I can't even speak to another woman without you kicking up a row.
Dude, you kissed her yesterday.
Don't be ridiculous. Come on, let's go back to the hotel.
I'm climbing down to Cutter's Cove. You can come if you like.
This isn't good.
No, my friend. Yet there is nothing we can do. Events will take their course.
What do you think you're playing at?
Poirot, he goes for the afternoon constitutional. Nothing more.
Poirot, you say? The detective?
The very same?
I'm Patrick Redfern. My wife, Christie, and I. You down here on the case?
No. Merely the holiday. Oh, you are on holiday as well?
That's right. I'm an estate agent. Always hard on the housing market. So we took a few days off.
War is hard on many things.
That's true enough.
How do you like Seadrift Island?
I think it's grand, actually. The weather has been cooperating and the swimming is first rate. I used to spend most of my time as a boy exploring this coast long before there was a hotel here.
I observed earlier, you enjoy their friendship with Elena Masher.
Oh, she's just an acquaintance Christine and I made up in London.
Sure.
Quite the coincidence, all of you turning up here.
Yes.
Very.
What was it like here when you were a boy?
Just the smugglers and pub, all shut up, here on the island, and Cutter's Cave, of course.
Cutter's Cave?
It's behind some rocks down in Cutter's Cove there. You haven't explored it?
No. The ladder? It is safe?
The metal one sounds enough. You can also row around from the bathing beach if you like.
And Mrs. Redfern, does she share your enthusiasm?
Yes, she's enjoying her sketching immensely. She's quite good at it too. If you'll excuse me, Mr. Poirot, I'm going to wait on the deck for my wife.
I'm gonna wait on the deck for my wife. Ah, 2 fingers salute. I'm gonna wait on that deck right there with my wife.
Good afternoon, Madame Gardner.
Hello, Mr. Poirot.
May I join you?
I should like the company. Thank you.
That is a very beautiful shawl.
Oh, thank you. It seems as I've been working on it for ages.
You enjoy the knitting?
Oh, yes. Oakley has his coins. I have this. There. Finished.
Oh, you are very skilled. Monsieur Gardner seems young to be already retired.
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Poirot, retirement chose Oakley. He did not choose it.
A financial misfortune?
Yes. You recall his mentioning the theatre he used to manage?
Bien, sir.
He was the owner as well. The theatre had not been doing well. Oakley hit on the idea of paying a great deal of money, more than he could afford to lose, to attract a major star to perform.
Let me guess, who's that
took
star?
The money, claimed illness. The show was cancelled. There was nothing for it but to close. We live off his army pension and a bit I've put away.
What brought you to Seadrift Island, Madame Gardner?
Oh my goodness!
What is it?
Our anniversary is today. Our 29th anniversary, and I had forgotten it. Oh, I have nothing to give him.
Perhaps that shawl? I have often found them of great value, fending off the cold of a winter evening.
Oakley wouldn't be caught dead in a shawl. And I have no time to knitting anything else.
I see.
Oh, Mr. Poirot, I know he'd give me my present at dinner. What shall I do?
Allow Poirot to assist you.
Side quests. Here we go. These are quite literally just like relationship side quests.
Back to the hotel. I want to be ready for dinner.
These people are more likely to help. There's a shadow where she was sitting.
There is too much going on to bother ourselves with this.
Au contraire, my friend. It does not hurt to help others in need. And that is a shawl I would prize.
Yeah.
Boat varnish. Poirot, open the lid.
If I get any of this boat varnish on my clothes, you will pay the cleaning bills? Alas, it is stuck fast. I cannot open it. I will take the float, Hastings, but do not expect Poirot to paddle around the sea on it.
Anything else we can fit in our pockets? Is that it? Alright, cool.
It is quite a view, Hastings. There is something snagged by the swimming float. I wonder what it could be.
Life-ring away by the look of it. I wonder if a ship has come to harm. I know there's no use asking if you'd have a quick swim out there, though.
I am happy you realize that, my friend.
I am happy you realize that, my friend. Alright, moving on. Hold on a minute. We have an oar. Well, what about up here? Let's talk to the sad man.
Bonjour, Monsieur Gardner. Have you lost something?
What? Oh, hello, Mr. Poirot. Lost something? No. Just looking at the grass.
Looking at the grass.
You look at the grass with great intensity.
Nothing wrong in that, I hope. My hobby could be gardening, like my name.
Looking
It
at
could
the
be,
grass.
that is true. But you have already told me your hobby is collecting rare coins.
I did I? Well, it's true.
A wonderful view from this spot.
Yes, I'm told Tom Cutter spent long hours up here watching the sea for ships that might run aground.
What brings you and the charming Mrs. Gardner to Seadrift Island?
Whim, I think. I don't quite recollect. No, that's not it. Oh my God.
What is it?
Why did we come here?
Why did we come
God,
here?
man. Today is our anniversary. August 24th, 29th anniversary, and I've completely forgotten. What am I going to do? I try to sneak into time, she'll know. She'll know I forgot.
Do not concern yourself, my friend. I, Hercule Poirot, will
Both of you
undertake this
forgot,
mission for
so...
you, and Mrs. Gardner
Turns out you're
will
both
be
pretty
none
bad
the wiser.
spouses.
That's very decent of you, Mr. Poirot. What can I do in return? Just repaying you doesn't seem enough.
Huh? Possibly tell me the truth about why you came to Seadrift Island.
I expect you've already guessed, but if you can find Carrie a present, I'll be happy to share all I know.
Eh bien, no time must be lost. What shall I purchase for her?
Why, I don't know. Use your own discretion. No frilly undergarments, though. That wouldn't do. I need to alert the cook. We'll want a little cake and champagne.
Alright, now we're going to go back in here and we're going to see if we can get into this cave thing.
This is neither.
Aha!
Continue to impress me, Hastings.
From the looks of this tunnel, no one's been down here in a long time. The dust on the floor is undisturbed.
A Roman column dating to the 1st century.
Shit, that's... But there's also electric
A
lighting?
Roman column dating to the 1st century. Roman to be sure. Just think of the history these stones have seen, Hastings.
These are footprints.
By Jove, a gold coin in top condition.
May know, my friend Hastings. I could blunder about in these tunnels for hours while who knows what crimes are committed in my absence. I need some means to ensure I am traveling in the proper direction.
How about the footprints on the floor?
May know.
Yeah, he's just gonna complain about it. Despite the fact that there's obviously footprints on the floor, and therefore we can very easily tell that, oh hey, we should go this direction because someone else has frequently traveled this. Alright, which one is the... Mr. and Mrs. Gardner is in 3. Right up here. Ah, it's going to tell us. Good.
Mr. Poirot, did you find something Oakley would like as an anniversary present?
Did I?
I believe I have, madam. This gold coin should interest him, don't you think?
Oh, this is perfect. Wherever did you find it?
That must remain my secret for now.
Here is your shawl, Mr. Poirot, and thank you.
All right. Well, let's see if other people are... Nope.
Quite.
She is wonderful. It's just her, like, Great North English, maybe Scottish, ooh, kind of thing. Montague Berry.
Quite sick. Latched. Quite secure. Latched. No. Latched.
Alright, that's nothing. Alright, moving on. Let's head down to this thing then, I guess.
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Yes, please.
On me way.
On my way. The idea of, like, this idea right here, that there's just, like, this big, tall
I've been looking after the hotel
car.
garage and driving the sea tractor for almost 5 years now. Motor cars are my
Weird.
passion. I keep the guests' motors clean and full of petrol. I also tend to any repairs they might need as well. Just look at that Major Barry's motor now. A 1938 Triumph Dolomite. It's a beautiful piece of British style and manufacturing. I can't think but what the war effort will take all the great designers to work on tanks and whatnot.
Not much can be done with that old skiff.
Ready to head back to the island, Mr. Poirot?
Not quite yet.
I know we haven't been properly introduced, but I'm Will Jenks, and I've heard you're a famous detective.
I am the detective, it is true. But famous? No. That is something of an exaggeration.
Steady on, old boy.
Bah, Hastings, you caution me against braggadocio, so I display modesty, and still you find fault.
And still you find fault.
It's my young lady, Gladys. Maybe you've seen her at the Smuggler's Rest?
Your young lady seems very upset.
I know, but I can't think what I could have done. Do you know, sir?
She has confided in me a little bit only.
What is it then?
She is of the opinion that you are seeing someone else.
But that's nonsense.
Someone she called only the slip of a girl?
But who? She means that Marshall girl what arrived a few days ago. She's been following me about ever since I first took him across on the sea tractor.
Have you encouraged Madame Marshall?
I should hope not. Why, she's just a kid. She'd be in school if she wasn't tossed out of that posh girls' school of hers.
Tossed
In some ways,
out?
yes. Perhaps she is, as you say, still the kid. In others, who can tell? Where has she followed you?
She'll call for the sea tractor. I'll bring her across. Then she'll want to go right back to the island again. Then she's always hanging about the garage here. I think she may be a thief too.
What makes you say that?
Well, my shovel's gone missing, hasn't it? And I first noticed it were gone right after one of her visits here. You believe me, don't you, Mr. Poirot?
Oh, alright.
Yes, but it is not important that I believe you. It is Gladys who must believe.
I'll wring that Linda Marshall's neck for her.
I will have the talk with Mademoiselle Marshall. In the meantime, there will be no wringing of the necks. Promise me.
I promise.
Poirot does not drive the motor cars, Hastings?
Dash it all, Poirot, your little idiosyncrasies are infuriating.
Nonsense. They are a part of my charm.
A part of my charm.
I will not attempt to pilot the motor car. There is no need to leave Leathercombe Bay to solve the crime.
I should be able to drive wherever I like.
Hands off me tools.
Hands off me tools.
Hands off me tools.
I don't want to take them anyway, though. Is there a way for me to come in here and take it? Wonder if maybe... Could it be that simple?
Hello. Who is this, please?
No. Okay. There might be a way to, like, spoof him into talking on the phone. I could sneak by him.
Abandoned.
Yes? Did I keep you waiting?
I'm afraid I'm not myself today. I'm ever so distracted trying to solve this mystery.
A mystery? Sounds promising.
What is the nature of your mystery, madame?
Several letters have gone missing over the past few days. I can't understand it. I'm terribly conscientious with the post, I promise you. Someone must be stealing them.
Were the letters valuable?
No. They were important to my customers who were expecting them, perhaps, but none contained money or anything like that. Still, my customers are complaining, and I'm at a loss to explain it. You can borrow that if you like.
Absolutely will.
I'm sorry, sir. You mustn't touch that. I use the test tubes to test for chemicals, and to make up the various solutions and powders I dispense by prescription, and the microscope to look for impurities.
It is a shame not to have access to the equipment, Hastings. It would be handy to be able to test various substances you come across in your investigation.
May I help you, sir?
No, merci.
May I help you, sir?
I am returning a book for Mrs. Castle.
Oh, Love's Captive by Mrs. Arabella Richardson. I've read that one. It's a classic.
How anyone can call that rot a classic is beyond me.
The DM is leading the characters.
Hastings,
Absolutely.
But we should not judge.
You're right, of course, old man. Not everyone can appreciate true classics like Rough Shooting or By Motor Across Asia.
Sure. Sure, Hastings, you bro.
Do you have any books suitable as an anniversary present for a wife?
To purchase, you mean, sir? Not many. Let me see. Tell me about your wife, sir. Are you interested in spicing up your relationship a tittle?
No. No spice is needed.
Lady Chatterley's lover is right out, then. What else? Is she fond of murder, sir?
I should hope not.
Too bad. Murder's very popular.
Murder is
Lucky for you,
very
Poirot.
popular.
Shouldn't like to see you out of a job.
Later shadow, he's
searching,
lovely.
if you
Yeah.
I don't suppose she knits.
But of course she knits. Very much she knits.
Here's a brand new book we just got in. Easy French Knitting Patterns by Eugenie Blottieri.
Blottieri.
Huh?
Yep.
£1 6 shillings?
Colour illustrations cost a bit more. Thank you for your business, sir.
Au revoir, madame.
Let's see. That will be 5 pence, if you please, sir.
I need more money, Hastings.
Wire your bank.
Madame, I find myself short of the required funds. I need to wire my bank.
Of course, sir. Just step over to the post office, if you please.
Look at that cat.
Madame, what is the name of this creature?
Creature is true.
Isn't she a cutiekins?
Looks like a Pillsbury dough container popped open and that's what came out. That is one entire unit of cat.
I say, there's an envelope stuck down there behind the cabinet.
I see it, Hastings. I also see the cat. Are there any telegrams for me?
I'll just check. Sorry, sir. Nothing at the moment.
Madame.
That's my Chloe.
Delightful. We have all... It would appear...
Well, yes, we are short-staffed at the moment. So I am indeed a temporary factotum of sorts. Fortunately, the customers are as scarce as the help. You can just take that. No charge.
Sure, I'll just take it. Anything else I can just take? Alright, well, moving on. We good? We good? We're good. Anything else?
The door? It is boarded up. They must have evacuated some time ago.
Huh?
Look at the size of that brute.
This is a big dog. Don't you growl at me.
A life ring, boy. Very handy if the pub should start to sink.
I mean, it's climate change, sweetie. You had no idea.
Like to try your hand at a game of darts?
No merci.
Maybe later then.
Perhaps. Does that formidable dog belong to you?
Yes, that's Baskerville. I've
Nah,
had him since he
get
was
it.
a small, well,
Like
he was
Hound
never
of the
that
Baskervilles.
Not many customers today.
Hounds.
What can you expect?
Whatever.
Most of the town has been evacuated. And very few tourists turn up these days.
You enjoy the playing of the darts?
Darts is my game, right enough. It's been a tradition in these parts for centuries. Did you know the famous smuggler Tom Cutter was an expert dartsman?
No, I did not.
Struth. He played at the smuggler's end almost every night when he wasn't out at sea. A masterful player was old Tom. They say he scored more ton 80s than anyone before or since.
Ton 80s, Hastings.
The highest possible score in a single throw, Poirot. 3 darts, all inside the inner narrow ring of the 20 wedge.
I trust Baskerville is the excellent watchdog?
Oh, hey. We have never had any trouble in here since Baskerville's come of age. Can't train him to do anything, of course. But with Baskerville, growling works a treat.
Has Baskerville ever bitten anyone?
Well, doesn't need to, does he? All he has to do is growl.
Have you ever seen Tom Cutter's ghost?
Alright, here's the
No,
meat.
but I've heard of them that has. If I was lucky enough to meet up with a ghost, I'd challenge him to a game of darts.
Priorities.
And how did he die?
He was hanged by the excise men from the Smuggler's End sign. It's said he walks again every year on the anniversary of his death.
And on what day did he die?
August 24th, that's right. Tonight is the anniversary of Tom Cutter's murder.
Oh,
Monsieur
that's
Cutter
specific.
lived at the
Interesting.
Smuggler's End?
Hey, it was the only lodging on the island until the hotel was built a few years ago.
Do you know anything of Tom Cutter's treasure?
A lot of folk have looked high and low for the treasure, but no one's found so much as a farthing in all these years.
Thank you for the conversation, my friend.
Stop in any time. Maybe we can have a darts match.
Oh, what
Bonjour,
people?
Colonel Weston. Poirot, my old friend. What brings you to Leathercombe Bay?
A short trip to the seaside to replenish their little grey cells.
You stopping at the Smuggler's Rest? Damn shame, old man. I expect to get orders to close up the hotel any day now. This is one of the last coastal areas to be evacuated.
You're in charge of the Home Guard?
Yes, I've set up camp in the Leathercombe Bay police station now that their constables left for Modbury to help there.
Dangerous times, Colonel.
Indeed. I have spotters up and down the stretch of coastline. We've had several sightings of U-boats quite close to shore this month alone.
Mon Dieu! When?
Sweetie, you saw your own.
August 5th, the 13th, the 16th, and again just last night, the 23rd.
And
Poirot,
today.
those dates don't match at all with Mrs. Castle's calendar.
It is true what you say, Hastings. Have you noticed any suspicious characters about?
Any stranger is suspicious these days. Did you have someone specifically in mind?
I came upon a man who called himself North. He seemed to be trying to gain entry to the Smuggler's End pub.
I have the only key. If he's that thirsty, he'll have to come over here to the mainland or break in. I'll keep a lookout for him. If you could get me a picture, I could send it off to Scotland Yard and see if they can come up with anything.
May I borrow the key to the Smuggler's End? I would like to see if I can discover what interests him.
Be my guest. Regular law enforcement stretched pretty thin these days.
Is that your stethoscope?
Belongs to Dr. Neasden, a local coroner. He left it here last night. I was going to return it to him.
Say, that would work a treat if we wanted to listen at doors.
May I borrow it?
Practicing medicine without a license, Poirot.
It may be useful. One never knows.
You're welcome to it. I'm sure Neasden has others.
Do you have the file of the Millie Parsons murder case?
Yes, at my office in Kingsbridge. A bad business. I have it set
I don't know
up
why we asked about that. But we
Many
did.
thanks, Colonel.
All right, Poirot. We've known each other a good many years. You need a stethoscope and the key to the pub? You'll forgive my saying so, but this sounds like a busman's holiday to me. If you are onto something, don't you think you'd better share?
My friend, I have only the suspicions. But yes, I think there may be some cloud hanging over Seadrift Island. A number of items have gone missing. There is tension in the air. It was never my intention to take on a case here. But now, my visit may have become what you say, the busman's holiday.
Well, let me know if you uncover any serious evidence of a crime. I'll be here in Leathercombe Bay tomorrow if you need me.
Many thanks, my friend.
I have a feeling
I'm
we
off
will
now,
need
over
you.
to Kingsbridge for a district guard meeting.
Farewell.
Fancy a short game, sir? 3 throws each?
Sure,
I
let's try
will
it.
try my luck.
Oh, I pegged you for a sporting gentleman the moment you first walked in here. We each start with 301 points. I don't have time for a complete game, I'm afraid. Whoever hits the highest score subtracts that from 301. We'll declare him the winner. Go on, you go first.
Oh, I don't actually get to play?
Bad luck, Poirot.
Fancy a short game?
I will try.
So
Oh,
wait,
I
it's
pegged
just
you.
a
I don't have time.
same thing, isn't it? 15 and 16. Okay, fine.
Not a very stellar performance, I'm afraid.
gonna be the same every time. Huh.
A regulation dartboard.
Hmm. Let's go talk to this man over here.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Hello, a new face. Join me, sir. Blatt's the name. Horace Blatt.
Hercule Poirot.
Hairdresser, are ya?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I dunno. Something about your manner.
I am not a dresser of hairs. I am a detective.
A detective?
Oui, it is true. I arrived only last night. You are the avid sailor, Monsieur Blatt.
Used to sail quite a bit as a boy. Not this part of the world. Off the east coast. I could have a first-rate yacht if I liked, but somehow I don't really fancy it. Much rather
I could
look
have a
about
beautiful
in a
yacht
little
if I
world of mine.
wanted to.
You would rather do the sailing yourself, perhaps? Rather than a crew?
Got it in one, Monsieur Poirot. I like being in control, I suppose. Feeling the boat respond as I put her through her courses. Same with business too, come to think of it. Made me what I am today. You've heard of Blatt's Hardware, I'm sure.
I may have.
Biggest concern of its kind in London.
It is not often one sees this sailboat with a red sail.
Oh, I like a bit of change. No harm in it, I suppose.
None at all. What brings you to Seadrift Island?
Don't really know why I came here. I suppose it sounded romantic. Smuggler's Rest. Makes you think of when you were a boy. Pirates, smuggling, all that.
What do you think of our fellow guests?
Mostly a dried up lot of sticks if you ask me. That Mrs. Marshall. She's the only lively one in the place. I should think Marshall's got his hands full with her. Oh, Redfern's alright too, I guess. He's been out once or twice with me in my yawl. Can't get hold of him now, always hanging about Mrs. Marshall. Afraid I have to run over to Kingsbridge.
You will sail no more this afternoon?
I think not. Saw a bank of fog sitting off the coast when I was out before. Expect it'll roll in before evening. Wouldn't want to get caught in it along this coast. Good day to you, Monsieur Poirot.
Now, why should the fact that you're a detective get his wind up?
Indeed.
Poirot!
Hairdresser?
Hairdresser? He called me a what? Poirot, focus on the important things here.
Look at the size.
Quite. Are there any telegrams for me?
I'll just check. Sorry, sir.
I say, there's...
I see it.
Like a ride to the island?
Yes, please.
Let's be off then. The Home Guard isn't all old gents doddering around in their great war kit. There's quite a few lads like me who are itching to get into it, but weren't allowed to enlist. We train. We know how to fight.
Door jam. Well, at least we can check out the pub, right?
Without error, mon ami.
That dartboard looks centuries old. I say, Poirot, see the carved letters? 2 N's and an E.
20N, 19N, and 15E. Coordinates, maybe?
What have we here?
What do we have here? We have a glass, though, don't we? What is it? A fill of beer? Dark rum.
What have we here, Hastings? What have we here, Hastings?
Alright, well.
No, we have heard.
Oh, no one is anywhere.
Oh, please come back later. I'm dressing for dinner.
Well, that is not going to help. I do not think we should. Monsieur Redfern, Poirot is not a swimmer like you. I noticed something caught on the swimming float. It may cause an injury to someone. Would you retrieve it?
I'd be happy to help you, but the strap on my swimming goggles is broken. As much as I like swimming, I can't go into the salt water without my goggles.
Perhaps I can repair them for you.
There you go. I'll be here most of the afternoon, I expect, if you manage to fix them.
Alright. Alright, how am I supposed to fix that?
Monsieur Gardner, do you think your wife would like this book?
Easy French knitting patterns. Poirot, you're a genius. I'm not in the mood to talk at the moment.
Oh wow, that was a mood shift. Ooh, excuse me. I'm not in the mood to talk at the moment. Alright, okay. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure what to do next. I'll find the priest, because I could give him the thing. I thought I did that already. Okay. Didn't know you could do something more with this, but apparently you can actually get a key from in her office.
Fascinating.
Ah!
A plate with a keyhole in it.
Like for this key?
Another key. One could hardly call this bust a bust at all. Wouldn't you say, Poirot?
It's not a bust, because even though it's a
A
bust.
welcome appearance by the most elusive rarity, the wit of the British.
Womp womp.
Right. No need for barbs, old man.
Hey, well, now we have a second key, which is...
The safe, it opened effortlessly. It must see frequent use.
A common enough oil lantern used for signaling.
We will leave it for the present, Hastings.
These codes aren't standard Morse. I don't like the look of them at all. Good God, Poirot. That's a German two-way radio. I think we'd better have a talk with that castle woman.
Castle?
No.
Or...
Make a note of the codes. But we must not remove anything or mention our discovery, Hastings. I agree something is not right, but let us rest and see what occurs with her.
So, is it Castle, or is her last name Schloss? I mean... Turns out the hotel's run by a Nazi. Here we go. There's always Nazis. God, there's always... Fucking... Anyway, so I think that was pretty much all there was to do there, isn't there? Aha. Okay. I didn't even think of that. You can get into the guest rooms from the outside. Start all the way at the end. It doesn't immediately go. That means I can't get in, so... Rifle through. Oh, shit. Yeah, there would be a bathroom. There's no bathroom in this room? Blank typing paper. Alright, well. On.
The door... The door is locked, but I can...
Aha, maybe we can listen closer.
That is not such a good idea. I do not think that is appropriate.
Okay, we're gonna have to do it from the other side, I guess. That's a good question. We should check and see if there are voices coming from the rooms.
Latched. The door.
Alright.
I do not think that... You presume that... Latched?
Okay, well now I'm confused. You're like... You can hear voices. Oh, you just click again. Hmm.
You had no right to tell that silly little man about the notes.
If you can't take them seriously, someone must.
I rather thought you might have written them.
Me? Why on earth?
If you thought I'd been misbehaving again.
Do you think I can't see why you dragged us down here for a holiday?
Somebody told me about this place. I think it was the Rylands.
Look here, Arlena. I know what you're like. That boy is fond of his wife, really. Must you upset the whole blinking show?
Kenneth, don't let Patrick upset you so. He's a puppy. Nothing more.
So you admit that young Redfern is crazy about you?
It's really rather stupid of him. You know, don't you, Ken, that I don't really care for anyone but you.
I think I know you pretty well, Arlena.
No, we have heard all...
Alright. That's some gossip.
No. Quite sick. The door.
A Bible, Poirot.
Not so unlikely a thing to find in the room of a former clergyman?
Revelation 2:20. Thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce thy sons, to
The Bible makes me yawn.
and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. Now, why would he have that particular passage open? If I remember correctly, this must be Stephen Lane's room.
Although I am sure that this sight would amuse you, Hastings, Poirot will...
Yeah.
Mineral oil makes a spiffing laxative.
God, I remember in high school when people were like, oh yeah, you know, it's a biblical reference. And I'm like, it is? And they're like, yeah, you know, this part of the Bible. I'm like, I've never read it.
No markings on the bottle at all. I will take only 2. Perhaps we can determine what they are.
Yeah. It was very much like, okay, you guys are gonna have to walk me through this one. I'm like, wait, why? I don't understand. Don't you read it in like Sunday school? I'm like, yeah, my Sunday school taught me about how to have sex with people, so I had a very different Christian upbringing than all the rest of you. It was Christian in big scare quotes. Thank you, Unitarian Church. Woo!
From the looks of these betting receipts, the Major is his bookmaker's best and unluckiest customer.
I think this room belongs to Major Barry. One of those straps on the suitcase might come in handy.
We have something that we can cut it with? Yeah, we do.
Let us hope the Major is not as observant as Poirot.
Snippity snip. Could have done a better job of that.
I believe we've damaged... almost there.
A strap with holes. And a strap with holes can fix...
Your Your
Hey,
ingenuity
goggles.
is remarkable.
Remarkable.
Yes? Mr. Poirot, you fixed my goggles. That's part of the strap from a suitcase, isn't it?
Shh, don't tell the Major.
Let's see what has been snagged on the swimming float. Beastly hot. I'll enjoy the dip.
Look at those excellent water physics. Oh yeah. Can't fault it. It is 2008. Like, game also isn't trying very hard.
His goggles, has he?
Yes.
Did he swim with his shoes on? Yep. Okay.
Here you are, Mr. Poirot.
Just regular
It's a light
shoes.
boy. I can't see it getting torn about that way by simply catching on the swimming board.
Torn? Rubbish. Poirot, those look like bullets.
Only true man.
So, you got your goggles repaired and regular.
Yes, Major. Mr. Poirot ingeniously cut up a luggage strap to replace the broken one.
Luggage strap? Why, so it is. In fact, if I didn't know better...
Nope.
Thank you for the assistance, Monsieur Redfern. Good day, gentlemen.
Nope, it was not. It was not your luggage strap. Parsimony. Bullet holes. Okay, apparently we actually have the stuff to do the next part, so moving on. Didn't know, I thought, because they said you have to go into the village. Maybe someone there will have some expertise, and then go into the village and no one there talks to you about the birds. So, birds.
Try again, Poirot. It's easy.
Do I look like the fisherman to you, Hastings?
The bird's literally right there. Can't you just... Okay.
You've done it!
Only a first step, mademoiselle. Take the bird to my bath and wait for me there.
These animations are so weird looking.
Poor little thing.
Just picks up the bird like, eh. Wow. Alright. Wait a minute.
Monsieur Poirot, we need to clean the girly moors quickly. I don't think it will last much longer.
Hasty.
That not it? Somehow?
I will not do that.
Why not?
I do not think.
Okay. Okay. We did have to go back to the leather comb.
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Yes, I do need the sea tractor.
Yes, please.
On me way.
On me way.
There's lots of talk of Tom Cutter's treasure. It's said to still be buried on the island somewhere. Jewels and gold and all the usual in a chest. When I was younger, me mates and I would search for it. We were convinced it was up on that hill on the western side of the island. The way the story goes, Tom Cutter would spend hours up there just looking out over the sea. We never found so much as a singular coin, though.
All right.
May I help you, sir?
Do you have any books on the caring for their wild birds?
I know we have a book on local birds somewhere. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Birding on Devon's Shores by Major Marcus Touchberry. And
That's a
yes,
name.
here's a chapter describing some treatments for various afflictions. Oh dear.
What is it?
Most of the time the author says to just shoot them. There's another chapter
Just
of
shoot them.
recipes.
How much is the book, please?
50 pence for the week.
Alas, madame, I am somewhat embarrassed.
Ah, well. I'll just hold the book on reserve for you, shall I? Until your fortunes are restored.
We have already... Are there any telegrams for me?
I'll just check. Of course, sir.
There we go. Bank funds, cool.
May I help you, sir?
I would like to make the purchase of Birding on Devon Shores.
Ah, a lovely book, that. 3 and 6, please.
Au revoir, madame.
What? I thought it was 50 pence for the week.
Let's see. That will be 5 pence, if you please, sir. Thank you for your business, sir. We have quite a...
Ah, it's a sketch pad. Clean running water, mineral oil to a soft brush, scrub the bird, detergent, repeat, clean running water, dry with soft towels. Cool. Alright, that should do it. Yes?
May I help you, sir?
No, merci.
I'm sorry, sir.
It is a shame not...
How may I be of...
I would like to...
Of course, sir.
There is no need...
Well, let me tell her that I found all of her missing letters. They're sitting there behind the counter, stuck behind the cat.
I'm not in the mood to talk at the moment.
Why? Well, what happens if I... Wait.
A regular...
Fancy a short...
I will try my luck.
Oh, I pegged you for a sporting jet. I don't have time.
Nope. Same as usual.
A bit off your game.
like a ride to the island?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Let's
please.
be off then.
Let us
There's
be
not so
off.
much to do in Leathercombe
We
Bay.
still
now
haven't
that
even
the
had a
operation's
murder yet.
complete. Most places have closed up except the chemists. Mrs. Hughes has to stay because she's the post office too, and lending library if it comes to that. But it's the post that must be seen too. Now that the Smuggler's End is closed, the only pub is the Monk's Hood. Mr. Bagby is trying to stay open long as he can. Once the hotel is closed, there won't be much trade for him.
Okay.
No, Hastings.
Why is it too soon for the water? Oh wait, mineral oil.
Précisément.
Now rub the mineral oil onto the bird with this brush. This will make the motor oil easier to remove.
I scrubbed the poor thing with mineral oil. I suppose we're fighting oil with oil.
Eh bien, now I must apply the detergent to the brush. Précis.
Now rub the detergent onto the bird with this brush to remove the oils.
We progress. Now we must rinse the bird. I will turn on the taps. We are almost finished, mademoiselle. I must find something with which to dry the bird. Splendid work, Mademoiselle Marshall.
I confess I didn't think we could pull it off, Poirot. Well done all round.
Poirot.
Now, Mademoiselle, all that remains is to return our feathered friend to Sanctuary Cove.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Poirot. You're such a dear.
You're blushing, old fellow.
Nonsense.
Gladys won't be happy when she sees this.
Bum, 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 bum. Alright, well, we did the bird. I don't know that there's... What else is there to do? Poirot might have mentioned. Solve the misunderstanding between Gladys, Will, and Linda. Right, I gotta go talk to Linda. Linda.
Latched tight on the...
Okay, so she must be outside then. But she's not here. Okay. Okay, apparently she's now in the post office because... why? Because... why?
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Yes, please?
On me way.
Checking my
If you're
checklist
looking for
here.
entertainment during your stay, there's not much at Leathercombe Bay or at the hotel these days. My Gladys and I usually go
Not a
into
lot.
Kingsbridge to the moving pictures, and there's some dancing at the hotel there still. Although, when I asked Gladys for this weekend, she refused and gave no reason, no matter how much I asked. She just said I should know. I don't understand women. I truly don't.
I don't understand you, buddy. I truly don't. How can you be so freaking... Let me just come in. Oop. Candles.
Mr. Poirot!
She has enough candles in there to light up a church.
Ah, it's funny you say
I
that.
beg your pardon, mademoiselle?
I'm so clumsy.
Mademoiselle, may I speak to you?
Of course.
Gladys is very upset with Will.
What has it got to do with me?
She believes that you are trying to come between them.
Oh, I didn't mean... I didn't know. I have no reason to hurt either one of them. I was just... Garage was a place to get away from the island.
Would you tell that to Gladys? I believe it would ease her mind.
Of course, of course. Thank you for telling me.
There we go.
And so, Hastings, we come to the third act of my story. You have spread your investigations beyond the island to the town of Leathercombe Bay. This is most excellent. You have met the rest of our cast and seen how a favor performed can earn a favor in return. Even now, I suspect certain suggestions present themselves to you.
It's obvious there was more than one mystery on Seadrift Island. In fact, almost everyone seemed to have something to hide.
Indeed.
Precisement. Keep that in mind. Few cases are so neat and tidy as to have only one person up to no good. You must first dispose of the red herrings before the fox he can betray.
What next, Poirot?
Night has fallen on Seadrift Island, and with it the fog has crept in from the sea. And this is the night the ghost of Tom Cutter is said to walk. Remember the other two vignettes I shared with you as well. A murder of a girl. A ritual. As before, if you find yourself unable to progress, I will assist with the magic of the Finger of Suspicion.
Ah, yes. Time now for a third clue to its secret.
The third clue? It is desk.
Power? Lamp? The lamp on the desk, of course. The Finger of Suspicion must be powered somehow by the desk lamp.
Alright, well. Nighttime. Time for the ghosts. Ghost time. Spoopy moments.
Hastings, answer the door like a good fellow.
Poirot, what the bloody hell is going on?
I have spoken to Madame Marshall.
Yes, I understand she gave you the third note. She told me.
I will begin a search for the typewriter on which the notes were written.
There can't be many typewriters on the island.
One that has been stolen from Mademoiselle Darnley.
The devil you say.
And yours?
But see here, something very precious to me has been stolen.
Indeed? And what has been stolen?
A photograph of Arlena, the only one I carry with me. It was taken sometime this afternoon from my room.
The door to your room was unlocked or forced?
It was locked. But hang it all, the balcony door was not. Poirot, that photograph means a great deal to me. You must find it.
You see how I was plagued at every turn, Hastings? With the investigations I would under ordinary circumstances reject out of hand? Yet on Seadrift Island everything, even the smallest bother, was connected.
Even the smallest bother.
I will see what I can do, Captain Marshall.
This holiday is a nightmare.
I fear the nightmare it only begins. Latched. Quite sick. No, no. The door is locked.
It's why we came here. Our hopes and dreams, our future. Gone.
Hmm.
We need to leave it.
I know you, Ripley, darling. I know your temper.
There must be some justice in this world.
There is, darling. In the end, justice will win out.
Hmm.
Latched. The door.
Didn't mean to do that.
Latched. These are the These are the These are the These are the The door.
Oh, we're ruling all this out.
Quite sick. The door is locked. I confess that you're...
Je vous ai battu. Je vous casse, je vous maudis. Je vous ai battu, je vous casse, je vous maudis. Je vous ai battu, je vous casse, je vous maudis.
Sounds like Miss Marshall is doing her French lessons.
If that is true, Hastings, they are the most unusual French lessons. She says, I beat you, I break you, I curse you.
I say that's a bit rum.
Very interesting choice of lesson material. No. I just walk into his room while he's standing right there. Excuse me. Going in here.
I do not...
Fine.
Hello, Mr. Poirot.
Monsieur Redfern, may I join you?
If you like.
I think that you enjoy life.
Indeed I do. And why not?
Why not indeed? I make you my felicitation on the fact.
Well, thanks.
May I offer you the piece of advice?
Please.
A very wise friend of mine in the police force said to me years ago, Hercule, my friend, if you would know tranquility, avoid women.
I'm afraid it's a bit late for that. I'm married, you know.
Your wife, she is a very charming woman. Very accomplished. She is, I think, very fond of you also.
I'm very fond of her.
I am delighted to hear it.
Look here, Monsieur Poirot. What are you getting at?
I'm getting at the fact that you keep getting seen with somebody else.
Do you?
One can be a pleasure. More than that, are capable of complicating life. And the English, oh, they conduct their affairs so... Oh, they baffle Poirot. Monsieur Redfern, I stated to you plainly. If it was necessary for you to come here, why in the name of heaven did you bring your wife?
I don't know what you mean.
You know perfectly. I am not so foolish as to argue with an infatuated man. I utter only the word of caution.
You've been listening to these damned scandalmongers. Nothing to do but make up lies all day. Just because a woman's good-looking, they're down on her like harpies.
Sweetie,
It's
honey,
pure
darling,
jealousy,
I
nothing
saw
more.
you kissing her.
Are you really as young as all that?
You were
I
kissing
see.
her.
You were trying to defuse the situation before it explodes.
Exact, Hastings. I could see the current circling around Elena Marshall, not knowing from what direction the danger would come, or whom it would be directed toward. It was all I could do.
Also, I really appreciate this moon. It's just so excellently pasted into the sky. Somebody literally like copied and pasted it in. Looks great. Looks great, team.
RD, I say, Poirot. I'll wager this is Miss Darnley's typewriter.
Beyond a doubt, you are correct. After we test it against the notes, we will return it to her.
An interesting piece of something to be hiding in here.
The sample does not match the note.
Yet it is not the correct typewriter. Interesting.
Well, this is neither the...
Why is it not the time or the place, sweetie? Open that case. Nothing new.
No.
This is a big room. Wow. That's a cool typewriter, not gonna lie.
The sample does not match the note. This is certainly significant.
What is it?
The door.
I think this room belongs...
I believe we... Bravo, Hastings. You have solved one crime at least.
The Major stole it?
Here now, what do you think you're doing?
Retrieving some stolen property.
What? What do you mean?
This afternoon we see you are spying upon Madame Marshall. Her photograph goes missing. Your expressed admiration for beautiful women is more of an obsession with Elena Marshall, is it not?
How dare you?
Blast her if you will. The proof was beneath your pillow.
What do you intend to do now?
I will let Captain Marshall decide what is to be done with you.
Marshall has a reputation for hard dealing in the city.
Monsieur Bagby has the dog? Baskerville?
The Great Dane? Yes, I've seen him snoring on the
I don't know how he started talking about the dog.
Do you think you could train him?
Oh,
I expect so. To do what?
There is a cat in the Leathercombe post office.
All right.
That will do quite well.
That's how that went.
I believe we've done...
This is my room.
Latched. The door. Quite sick. No.
Didn't even say anything. Nobody's in here.
Mr. Poirot, you dear man. We've confessed all to one another. We both pledged never to forget an anniversary, haven't we, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
And we'd like to thank you for your efforts on behalf of our anniversary, isn't that right, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
I love my knitting book.
Yes, darling.
And I'm equally delighted with my cord. More than you can know.
What can you tell me about the coin?
A 1689 gold guinea, in fine condition. The period is right. Very well could be part of the treasure. Have you found it?
I love finding book.
No. That coin only.
But we're going to find it.
I'm convinced the island summit is the starting point. Where do you go from there? If Carter left a clue, it's bound to be somewhere in the smuggler's end.
I thank you again for the shawl most marvelous.
I'm so pleased you like it. May you get good use from it.
He already has.
You chose Seadrift Island to hunt for the treasure, did you not?
I confess, I wanted to keep the search low-key, but you deserve the truth.
Is that coin then a part of the treasure, do you think?
You did find it on the island, then? Didn't I tell you so, Carrie?
Yes, darling, you did.
I will not interrupt your celebration further. Hastings, allow them to enjoy their anniversary in peace.
Of course, old man. Sorry.
Excuse me. No, we should just go outside, I guess. We've already done everything inside.
Good evening, Madame Redfern.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Poirot.
Is there anything I can do?
No. No, there is not. Do you know what I'm most sick of in this place? Pity. Do you think I can't see? All the time people are saying, poor Mrs. Redfern, that poor little woman. I'm not little. I'm tall. They say little because they're sorry for me, and I can't bear it.
Yup.
Madame, the Elena Marshals of this world do not count.
Nonsense.
I assure you it is true. The Dominion is of the moment and for the moment. To count, really and truly to matter, a woman must have goodness or brains.
That's a tank.
The Elena Marshals are the ones to be pitied.
Very odd take.
Your husband loves you, madame. I know it.
You can't know it.
Yes, yes, I know it. I have seen him looking at you.
I can't bear it. I can't bear it.
Patience, only patience is required. I have obtained for you another sketch pad.
That's very kind of you.
It is a small thing, madame, I realize.
No, really, Monsieur Poirot. 'Tis very thoughtful. It's all right. I'm better now. You are a very kind man, Monsieur Poirot. Thank you. I'm afraid...
Here's a shovel. Interesting.
Someone's been careless leaving a perfectly good shovel lying about.
Ah, Mr. Poirot.
Miss Brewster? An unusual place to find the ballet teacher?
Not entirely. My past seems to still be haunting me.
The girl you mentioned who died?
Yes, Mr. Poirot, I need your help.
If it is in my power.
She was a student of mine in Brixham. A number of students from a nearby girls' school would come to us for ballet instruction. Millie Parsons was one of those. Returning to the school from a ballet class, she was attacked and strangled to death. I want you to find her killer.
What a coincidence, Poirot. No sooner do we begin to look into the Parsons girl's murder when we are asked to do just that.
Coincidence, Hastings? Poirot does not trust
There
such
it is.
coincidences.
There's no such thing as a coincidence in a murder investigation.
Do you know the significance of the pole and the circle?
I think perhaps. Do you?
I have my suspicions, mademoiselle.
You do?
The chicken feathers stained with blood, Hastings? You speak of the voodoo, do you not?
My God, I hoped I was wrong. How can it be here?
Okay. Well, you know, it's not a legitimate religion anyway, but it's fine. Not like it's, you know, culturally important to an entire group of people.
Millie Parsons
Anyway.
was the girl who died several months ago?
Yes, in May. The police investigated. At one point, the rector of the church was suspected, but nothing was ever proved.
Do you recall the name of this man?
I don't think I ever knew it. I couldn't bring myself to follow the investigation. The details, it was just far too painful.
What was the name of the school where Millie Parsons was a student?
Miss Porter's school for young ladies. It was on the other side of a small wood, less than half a mile away from our ballet academy.
Where have you encountered voodoo before?
Understand I don't believe in it, but at the girls' school Millie Parsons attended, there was a math instructor named Gideon Fell. He left the school under some sort of cloud a few weeks after Millie died, and with only days left in the term. It had something to do with voodoo.
He was a practitioner?
I know no more than that, I'm afraid.
Do you believe in the power of voodoo, Mademoiselle Brewster?
Me? No, of course not. Superstitious nonsense. But if one does believe in something like that, well, it can come to have an enormous power over one. Don't you agree?
Certainement.
I should be getting back. Please let me know if you learn anything about Millie.
Interesting.
I shall do so,
Sure.
Mademoiselle. You have my word.
Poirot, how can you investigate a case that happened months ago and miles away from here?
Colonel Weston will be able to request the files.
Voodoo in South Devon? A rum business.
As you say. No Hastings. May not my...
Fine. Oof. Wow, the moon is just really close right now. What the fuck?
Hastings, if you insist, we shall listen for a moment.
I'm crazy about you. Crazy. You drive me mad. You do care a little. Do you care?
Didn't I? Wasn't I just
Patrick, darling, I
talking
adore
to you?
You know that. Let me show you how much.
Is she gonna jack him off?
And we have listened quite enough, Hastings. No, I will not disturb them.
Let me show you how much. Probably baby's first masturbation. Aww.
Filthy night, eh, Poirot?
It is that. Oui, Captain Marshall.
Any luck finding Arlena's photograph?
I have recovered the photograph.
You're a bloody marvel, I'll give you that. Who had it? Where was it?
An overzealous admirer of Mrs. Marshall took it.
That's as
Stolen
much
by
as
the
I can-
writer of those damn threatening notes.
You may rest assured that is not the case. It was a lapse in judgment to be sure, but no harm was intended.
Very well.
Still fucking
I'll accept your request, even if I don't
not
quite
good?
understand it. If there's anything I can do in return.
It is kind of you to offer, and indeed there may be something.
Name it.
Here is your chance, Hastings. Use the little gray cells. What do your deductions
Oh,
suggest
no.
to you would be the question most important? Your daughter had some difficulty at school, I believe?
Well, what if she did? What has it got to do with you?
Was the school Mrs. Porter's school for the young ladies?
There it is.
Yes, if you must know. But I fail to see what that could possibly have to do with anything. Thank you for the photograph. If you'll excuse me.
Well done, Hastings. A deduction worthy of Poirot.
Bam! Got it in one. All right. A deduction worthy of the great Hercule Poirot himself. AKA, I rolled a nat 20. This whole time I was being told that there was something on there, but apparently not. Alright, let's go check out this ghost. Ghost?
Ghost! Heavens, Poirot.
He's green.
It's the ghost of Tom Cutter.
Why is he green?
Steady, my friend. We must keep our wits about us. We must follow.
The gasp. We gotta follow the green ghost.
Hastings, downstairs, to the cellar.
Quickly.
More
Hastings.
wet footprints leading to the cellar.
Wet footprints.
Vanished into thin air. Wet footprints in the dirt floor of the cellar. Wet foot.
I mean, this is obviously a door. Oh.
A new day, Hastings. August
That was
25th.
it.
The day that murder came to Seadrift Island. What have we learned? Much of the mystery seems to swirl around Mrs. Marshall, or Alena Stewart as her fans call her. You agree?
Yes, that seems clear.
And 2 mysteries are solved. The photograph is found beneath Major Barry's pillow. The typewriter of the most charming Mademoiselle Darnley is discovered beneath the bed of the Redferns. Christine Redfern has reason to send such notes, perhaps. Her husband's attentions to Mademoiselle Stewart are obvious to all. At last, there is the murder unsolved of Millie Parsons. Why does Mademoiselle Brewster ask Poirot to take it up? Several of the guests at the Smuggler's Rest Hotel appear to have in common Brixham, the place where she died. Mademoiselle Brewster, Stephen Lane, the former vicar, even Mademoiselle Linda Marshall, who it now appears was a student at Millie's school.
Yes, Miss Porter's school for young ladies. What happened there?
Voodoo rituals? An anthropology teacher awakens in fear to the pounding of the pagan drums?
Voodoo? Nonsense, if you ask me.
Perhaps. But as Miss Darnley said, not nonsense to those who believe. And do not forget Tom Cutter's ghost. We saw.
I admit that gave me a turn. But ghosts? Voodoo? Poirot, even for you, this case has elements of the sensational. No sensible person could credit.
Perhaps. But I will give you the very important clue. Think on the nature of Alena Stewart. Watch as the investigation proceeds, Hastings. Until we can understand fully and completely exactly the kind of person Alena Stewart was, we shall not be able to see clearly the kind of person who took her life. As before, if you find yourself unable to progress, I will assist with the magic of the Finger of Suspicion.
Ah, yes. Time now for a 4th clue to its secret.
The clue is drawer.
Power, lamp, desk, drawer. Do I search the drawer for a switch, perhaps? Or is it something more subtle?
I say no more. When you are ready, my friend, we will return to Seadrift Island. It is a morning of sunshine, warm breezes, and murder.
Well, and that is what we will come to next time, because it is now certainly the time for me to the sleep. Bam! Poirot saved. Yes, saved. Okay, just make sure. Whew! What an interesting setup. We still haven't even found the end. You know, the what's it called? The murder itself. Murder hasn't happened. What will happen? When will it happen? Will we be there to see the whole thing? What will we be able to find? What about all the weird mysteries and the secrets everybody has? Secrets. I love diving into secrets personally, so get all those people who spilled that tea. Anywho, that's what we'll be there for on Thursday. I think, if I remember correctly, around where we are, we should be able to finish it by Thursday. So, keep that as a thing on the calendar. Be here on Thursday, 9 o'clock, to finish the rest of this game out. So you'll be able to see how it ends, because there's quite an ending. And it's different from the original. Again. in the same kind of way that some of these others have been different. In some ways that are going to make you be like, they did that? Okay. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, this Thursday, 9 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock EST, we will finish the Evil Under the Sun playthrough, and yeah. Until then, have a wonderful couple of days, have a good night, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Bye-bye.